Hi.
Hi, Christine. Welcome back to Toronto.
Thank you.
Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
So we thought today we'd check out our Richard Bradshaw Amphitheatre where we host our free noon hour concerts. So let's get to it.
Cool.
Have you done anything fun since you arrived?
Yeah, I've unpacked and I have studied and I have gone to Loblaws, which is always a thrill.
And what is your favorite place to relax in the city?
I kind of love the distillery. I amazingly have always been here exactly in this time slot. So just after Christmas until, it's completely not thawed yet. So I've had the opportunity to sort of walk around there, and when the tree is up, it's really beautiful.
And where did you celebrate the New Year?
In the distillery at Clooney, which is super dangerous because carbohydrates.
And what is one of your 2019 resolutions?
I try to stay away from resolutions. I feel like you set yourself up to fail. If I had to make one, it would definitely be to have a bit less self-doubt, which might sound crazy. I know I probably come across as being quite confident, but every once in a while it gets to all of us. So this is my year to just decide I'm enough.
When did you start singing classically?
I started singing classically when I was around 17, 18. I had no interest in singing whatsoever until I found out by accident that I could do it, which meant that I was able to wear lipstick, and I'm vain as hell.
And have you always been a fan of opera?
I wasn't always a fan of the opera. I mean, I feel like it's the kind of thing that comes to you via someone else. You have to be exposed to it. And I happened to be exposed to it because I was 13 years old and flipping through the channels and came across a broadcast from Lincoln Center of Francesca da Rimini, of all operas, and I was fascinated. I didn't even know what it was. My dad came up and said, "What are you watching?" And I said, "I think it's an opera." But I kind of fell in love that day with the grandeur, the pageantry, the costumes, the music. It was amazing.
And what's the best thing about performing?
Oh, the best thing about performance is being able to be on stage and not be yourself for a little while. We have an opportunity to inhabit another world for a few hours. And I always tell people that, this is the best thing about coming to the opera. You leave your life behind for a little while and you can be immersed in another time, another period, and the music just washes over you. And it's very much the same for us, except we get paid.
What's the worst thing about performing?
Yeah, also the same. It's sometimes, if we do our job the right way, we have to dig really, really deep to connect to all kinds of things. There's a lot of not so nice things in opera, but our job is to make them as realistic as possible. And there's loss, there's grief, there's anger, there's jealousy, there's betrayal. We've all experienced things like this, and it doesn't have to be in Greek mythology, but we can reach in our own lives and find places where those things have happened to us. And in order to connect to our lives and bring what we are through to the character on the stage, sometimes that's pretty rough. Worth it, but rough.
Tell me the last movie you saw in a theater.
Last movie I saw in the theater was On the Basis of Sex, about Ruth Bader Ginsburg. It was great.
And is there one of those classic movies that you've never seen?
Casablanca. I'm so embarrassed to admit that, but I've seen the end 700 times in every other movie, but I've never seen the whole thing.
And besides opera, what other music do you listen to?
Oh, I am a Queen junkie. I love me some Freddie Mercury. Just as far as I'm concerned, that is the most interesting voice I've ever heard in my entire life. I just love him.
And you're pretty active on social media. What are some of your favorite Twitter accounts to follow?
Yes, in fact, I basically only follow Canadian opera.
Perfect. Tell us about a funny moment you had on stage.
I have a gift. I have a gift of falling down whenever it is least convenient. Not that there's ever a terribly convenient time to do that unless it's actually staged. I remember the worst one. I was doing Vitellia in Clemenza di Tito in Paris. Gorgeous at the Garnier, the most beautiful theater, and I was so proud to be there, and it was a very traditional production, big skirt, all of the things, and I wasn't even singing. This really does take a gift. I was following the Sesto out after her Parto Parto, and she was running up stage and off center, and I ran up after her and put my foot directly in the hem of my skirt and face planted in front of the entire audience. I couldn't get off stage because I had a rest to sing, and I thought, right, well, I'm here now. I suppose I should just roll over on my back and do the rest of it on the floor and try to make something of this. And I managed to get off stage, and the director happened to be there that night. And I said, did I save it? And he said, no. It was horrible.
Okay, quick round time. Winter or fall?
Winter.
Sweet or savory?
Savory.
One color you wouldn't be caught dead wearing?
Chartreuse.
Paper book or ebook?
Oh, paper book.
And this is a tough one. Wagner or Strauss?
Oh, that's not fair. That's not fair. They're both paying for my daughter's college, so I'm going to say yes.
Now, Elektra opens January 26th. It's a pretty challenging piece. What's it been like working with director James Robinson?
Oh, it's been amazing. He has such trust of his cast. It's really almost as if he's not in the room. He just lets us sort of find our way and find our staging, and it's been a real treat because there's not a lot of directors out there that trust their casts to be able to do what we have been given the liberty to do.
And what is it about Elektra? Why should someone see it?
So I feel like people have this idea that this is going to be a difficult hear for them, a difficult sit through for them, but in fact, it's the best movie soundtrack you have ever heard. It grabs you with the first two chords. It does not stop. It holds on to you for 100 minutes, and then you're done. But it is nonstop tension. It is nonstop excitement. It is thrilling. The music is amazing. And the best part of it, especially if you've never been to an opera, it is really short, but you walk in and there are 100 people in the pit. To feel what that does to your body vibrates with the amount of sound that is unamplified coming out of all of these human beings. If you have never experienced that, please trust me, take a chance on this one.
And final question, what do you think opera could use more of?
Oh, definitely snacks in the theater. And by snacks, I mean wine snacks.
All right, I know you have rehearsals, so I won't keep you, but thank you so much for doing this.
Pleasure.
I will let you get on with your day.
Thanks so much. It's nice talking to you.